Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the previous class, we discussed about trade cycle, phases of trade cycle, depression, recovery, boom, and economic crisis. Then we discussed about export instability. And we discussed that export instability means that one year your exports are very high, and the next year the exports are down, too much down. We call it export instability. Today we are going to discuss causes of export instability. There are different causes. The first one is supply side. Just like we discussed it in the previous class, that if your country in exports depends on primary products are basically agriculture products, and if something happens to your agriculture production and the production is low due to some reasons, these reasons can be due to floods, due to rains, and due to any disease on floods, sorry, on crops. So your production will come down. And when your production comes down, your exports, it will be affected. So export instability, this is because of the supply side, because production is low. If production is low, your supply is low. Your supply is low, your exports will be low. And this is because of what? Because of floods, because of rains, because of any diseases on the crops. So because of this thing, your production will be low and this will affect your exports. So this is the first reason. The second is demand side. At your export instability, it also depends on demand. There is decrease in demand of your products. This decrease can be due to some reasons. The quality of your agriculture products, it is low. You can say the prices of your agriculture products, these are high. So these are some reasons because of which the demand of your products, it comes down. And because of these reasons, because of your prices are high, your quality is low, so the countries who are purchasing goods from you, now they are switching towards other suppliers. So because of this thing, there is decrease in your exports because of demand, because of decrease in demand of your product. The third reason for export instability is commodity concentration. Commodity concentration means that you are depending on one or two commodities. It is another cause to export instability. Usually, underdeveloped countries depend on one or two primary products. So when these one or two industries collapse or affects, the result is export instability. Suppose if our economy, it depends on the export of one or two products. Suppose two products. These are either primary products or these are some industrial products. one or two industrial products. And something happens to these primary products or industrial products. So what will happen? There will be export instability. Like on primary products, if there is flood, if there is something else happens to the crops, so your production will be low, your exports will be low. Industrial products, so on that industry, something happened to that industry, so the production is low, so your exports will be low. Keep in mind the developed countries, they are not focusing on one or two products. They are focusing on many products. Just like portfolio, you know about portfolio. In portfolio, we are investing our money in different companies. Company A, company B, C, D, and E. So we are not investing our money in one company. Suppose we invested in one company, company A. So if this company is in losses, our whole investment, it will be destroyed. But if you are investing in 5 companies, if there is loss in company E and company B, still there is profit in A, C, and D. So we will not be too much affected. Same is the case of developed countries. Developed countries, their exports is not dependent on one or two products. There are several products on which they are depending. Suppose there are 8 products. So if one or two industries are primary products, something happens to these, still there are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Still in our portfolio we have 6 products. So it will not affect our total exports. There will be no export instability because we are not dependent on these 2 products. We are also exporting these products 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there will not be export instability. But underdeveloped countries, mostly they are focusing on 1 or 2 products. So when they are focusing on these 1, 2 products, so if there something happens, so it will be the result will be export instability. So commodity concentration is another reason for export instability. It is another cause to export instability. Usually underdeveloped countries depend on 1 or 2 primary products. So when these 1-2 industries collapse or affects, the result is export instability. Then after commodity concentration, the next reason for export instability is geographic concentration. Geographic concentration means, suppose this is your country and you are focusing on export on your neighbors only. Suppose these 3 countries are your neighboring countries. Country 1, country 2, country 3. Suppose in these 3 countries, your relationship with this country is not good. So you are not focusing on this country. Just you are focusing on this country and this country. So your focus is these two countries, 1 and 3. So something happens in this area, this country or this country. There is war in this country, or there is political instability in this country. So because of this thing will affect their business with you. Or your relationship with this country, it becomes bad. So they will not import from you. When they will not import from you, there will be export instability because you are focusing on these two countries. And one of these two countries, his relationship with you, it is bad. It is becoming bad. So what will they do? They will not import from you. So if they will not import from you, there will be export instability. So focusing on 1-2 countries and the relationship of that country is not good with you now, it will affect your exports. Or there is war, or there is some other something happens in these two countries. So because of this, they are not importing from you. So this will be another reason for the export instability. So geographical concentration, when a country depends on a single customer country, you're depending on one country, or an area, you are focusing on one area and there is a slight problem occurs in that particular area, the result is export instability. You are focusing on one area or you are focusing on one single customer country and something happens in that country, or the relationship of that country with you, it becomes tense. So because of this thing, the result will be export instability. So don't focus on one single customer. Export market shares. When you lose your market share in the concerned market due to competitors or other factors, it results into export instability. There is also another reason that you have a market share in a particular market. And because of competition becomes intense in that market. So the prices comes down. Or something else happened which affects your export to that market. So it will also affect your exports. So export market share is when you lose your market share in the concerned market, any market, you lose your market share due to competitors or other factors, it also results into export instability. You lost the market share. So these are different factors which affect, or these are different causes of export instability: supply side, demand side, commodity concentration, geographical concentration, and export market share. Foreign exchange rate. What is foreign exchange rate? The exchange rate between two countries. Exchange rate of what? Exchange rate of currency. We call it what? Foreign exchange rate. Now, why you need foreign currency? This is your country. Afghanistan. Now we want to import something from US. So for importing goods from US, you will make payment in dollars. You will pay them dollars. So for payment of imports, you need foreign currency. Now here in Afghanistan, suppose there is a company and they are importing some machinery for their business. So they are contacting a company in US, and that company is telling them that the price of this machinery is $400,000. So what will this company do? They have Afghanis in their bank account. They will convert these Afghanis to dollars, and after conversion they will make payment to this US company. So for your imports, you need foreign currency. If you want to import something from UK, you need pounds. If you want to import something from Japan, you need yen. If you want to import something from China, so you need yuan, or maybe if whatever the company in this country is demanding, you will pay in that currency. So this thing decides the exchange rate between two countries. Now if I want to import something from US, I need dollars. So what will be the exchange rate? So initially we will study about exchange rate, that what is exchange rate? The rate at which one currency is exchanged for another currency. We call it foreign exchange rate. How exchange rates are fixed? This is a question. That how exchange rates between countries are fixed. There is a system which decides the exchange rate of currencies. There are different systems used which decide about the exchange rate of currencies. There are two types of exchange rates. One is called fixed exchange rate and one is called floating exchange rate. But after this, there is also a third system that is called managed floating system, or we also call it managed exchange rate. Now, what is fixed exchange rate? This exchange rate system, it was developed at the end of the Second World War in 1944 and 1945, when IMF, International Monetary Fund, it was developed. You know about this institution, IMF, International Monetary Fund. What was that fixed exchange rate system? According to this system, this is gold, then the main currency at that time, it was dollar. Only dollar was convertible to gold. Other currencies, suppose there is French franc, French currency at that time, German mark, German currency at that time, yuan, Japanese currency at that time. So first, what will they do? They will convert, if they want to convert their currency to gold, they will convert French currency to dollars, and then the US government will convert dollars to gold. If there is a German company, and they want to convert their currency to gold, so first our German government, they want to convert their currency to gold, so they will convert their German marks to dollars, and then dollars will be converted to gold by the US government. And in this system, the currency exchange rate, it was fixed. $1 was equal to a specific amount of different currencies. And the fluctuations in these currencies, suppose 1.50 is the exchange rate between two countries. So it was, I think it was plus minus 1.30. The fluctuation in the currency, it was maximum, it will go up maximum to plus 1.30, and it will come down maximum to 1.30. So mean, if it will go too much high, it will go 1.50 plus 1.30, so it will be 2.80. And if it will come down, this currency 1.50 minus 1.30, so it will come down to 0.20. $1 is equal to 0.20. Now keep in mind one thing. This was the maximum fluctuation. Suppose we have a huge amount of dollars. This government, the German government, they collected, they have a huge sum of dollars. Too much inventory of dollars. Still, the maximum fluctuations is, it was plus minus 1.30. Keep in mind, if the inventory of a currency is too much high, its value will come down. If inventory is high, its value will come down. Value will come down. And if you have a very little inventory of a currency, its value will go up. This is basically the case. Suppose if there are a huge sum of dollars with the government of Afghanistan, so the value of dollar, it will come down. It will be, now today it is $1 is equal to 76. So if the government of Afghanistan has a huge sum of dollars, So its value will come down, too much down. $1 is equal to maybe 65, maybe 60, whatever. Because we have a huge sum of currency. We have a huge amount of dollars. So its value will come down. But it was not the case in fixed exchange rate system. If you have a huge amount of dollars, still the decrease in the exchange rate, it was very less. Just I told you, it will go up maximum to 1.30 and it will come down maximum to 1.30. Here, see the difference. There is a difference of 11 if you have a huge inventory of a currency. So this thing was called fixed exchange rate system, in which the exchange rate between currencies, it was fixed, and the maximum increase or decrease in that currency, it will be plus minus 1.30. But then in 1970 or 71, I forgot, something happens. The French president, he went to USA and he informed the US president that I have a huge sum of dollars and I want to convert these dollars to gold. But the US president at that time, his name was Nixon. He refused to convert dollars to gold. He told that USA don't have a huge amount of gold. So we can't convert these dollars to gold. So then at that time in 1970s, this system was suspended. They suspend that system. But in 1971, then they tried to continue this system. So there were certain changes made to that system, and I think this was from 1.230 to 1.30, it goes up to 2.30. That is plus 2.30 and minus 2.30. From 1971 to 1973, they used this system all over the world. And then after that, this system was permanently suspended. So in fixed exchange rate system, dollar got importance. That only dollar was that currency which was convertible to gold. All other currencies, they were not convertible to gold. They will be able to convert their currency to gold if first they will convert their currency to dollars, and then only dollar was the currency which was convertible to gold. But when Nixon refuses to convert the currency to gold, then this system was suspended at that time. Because countries, they have a huge amount of dollars and they want to convert these dollars to gold. Because at that time, leave it in the next class, then we will talk about this in detail, inshallah. So in the next class, then we will talk about, maybe in the class in the next week, we'll discuss about fixed exchange rate, we'll discuss about floating exchange rate, and then we'll discuss about managed floating system and the advantages of floating exchange rate. Inshallah, in the class on 15th March, then we will discuss about all these things in detail. For today it is enough. Have a good time. Assalamu alaikum.